You ready, dog? You're always ready. What are you doing? Hi, everybody. Do stuff with Nikki here. Edge clippers? Check. Small clippers? Check. Garden gloves? Sort of check. Spotted dog in the bushes? Always there. I want to do this quickie for you today. It was just raining, so it stopped. Finally, I got a chance to do it. Hey, you have to recycle your palm fronds if you're living in a spot, well, Florida, you know, we all grow palms. California, too. But if you have palms like these annoying things that drop off the tree every bloody day, recycle them. Because you wouldn't believe how many yards I drive by every week, and they just load them up in the front, and I recycle them. So they're actually pretty useful in a few different ways. For gardeners, for artists, for do-it-yourselfers, for recyclers. They're pretty tough things. So some of these were practically near dying today, you know, brown and all that. I ripped them down because I had to string up my boards that were growing up along the tree there. Yes, I'm recycling the palm tree itself into a gourd trellis. And so I just kind of wanted to show you quick what I do because, oh yeah, in case I forgot, wheelbarrow, check. Here's a good dry one. Those fall on the ground every week here. And so what I do, they're actually pretty crazy strong, you know. What I do is I take my big fat clippers and I clip off a good section of that. But I actually throw that off to the side because here's the thing. For you guys that are artists, and I'm not, you can turn these into cool stuff. Bowls, paint them, make a garden decoration, hang it upside down and throw chimes on it, you name it. You can do cool stuff with these. I'm going to show you a couple in a minute that came from my big queen palm up in the front yard. They almost look like masks. They're actually really cool. So, and they're really tough. You know, I mean, you can just wash them and recycle them. So anyway, that goes over there. And so what I do with these, you know, when I'm in the garden, I kind of take these fronds. Hopefully you can still see them. I'll stay low. Don't have the camera guy here now. And I just kind of put them off, you know. I make an entire wheelbarrow full when I pick these things up off the ground every other week or so, you know. And then and so on and so forth. And then when I have them, I just kind of chop them up into small bits. Those are the brown ones. The half green and brown ones are the same deal. You know, like this is half brown, half green, whatever. So I just chop them up and I do all that into little like mulch, what have you. And then the cool part is, I was gonna say, for you guys that are growing beans, I mean, I use little bamboo poles and all that. But if you have palms, you know that this bottom part is actually pretty tough and it takes a long time to decompose. So you can just kind of clip the end off. Usually they're longer than that. This is kind of a dwarf bean pole. Wait, it's a Jack Russell bean pole. It's yours, Jakey. Come and get it. Yeah. So anyway, you can use these for little stakes for your young plants or whatever. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. It's your pole, because you're short and stubby. There you go. It's about, well, let's see, his legs are 2 inches. Just kidding. So you can use it for your young plants, you know, and your pot starters or whatever to kind of stake them up because they're pretty strong. You know, they're awesome. So they're good for that. I'm telling you, they take a long time to break down. These things are strong. You want me to prove it? Check it out. Old Northeastern style. They're tough. You know, they're not that easy to break up. And actually, same with the green ones, because they're actually still green. This one's a pretty big one. You can see all the way to the top, but I would cut it right about there. And And that makes a good 3.5 foot, you know, little beanstalk. If you've got nothing else, I mean, you can just stick them in the ground and use your little string and all that and tie your beans or what have you to it and recycle it. So they're actually cool. There's a lot of uses for these things. So the other thing I was going to say is I had, when we first moved in, and I made that bed there, I'm going to take the camera now and show you. Oh, give me 1 second. Oh, Jake's been a crackhead. Alright, here we are now. I know everybody goes, yeah, they take so long to break down and all that stuff. Truth is, actually, when they're brown, they don't. This is dead in the middle. There's nothing going on here, but right there in the center, when we moved in, my idea with this whole thing was I recycled fence boards. I just kind of made a temporary border and doesn't keep spots out. So I made a temporary border, and in the middle I wanted a tiny bit of a pathway, and the palm fronds were all over the planet that week. So I took them and I laid them right down the middle. I kind of put 2 little recycled palm poles there so you could actually see. Thanks for peeing on my beans, Jake. And what a jerk. And I ran the palm fronds. I didn't cut them apart or anything. I just laid them down one on top of the other in bulk and put them right down the middle because I wanted a tiny pathways. Thanks for peeing again. I don't know what his problem is. He wants to pee on the planet. And so I put the palm fronds down there. And that's it. I covered it with grass clippings like there are right now and everything else. And then what happened was, about a month later, I see this, what I thought was a little tomato plant. So I watched it, and it came out, and this thing, it was a cherry tomato. This thing took over the planet. It was all the way to the wall of the house, all the way in the middle of the path here. It was everywhere. This thing was so happy. And now if you dig down in here, there is no sign then that those palm fronds I laid down were ever there. And I put a lot of them down there. I'm telling you. So for those that are telling you they don't really break down all that fast, I guess it all depends on the elements or whatever's going on, because you can't see them anymore. They just completely composted themselves into the dirt. And that's another thing I was going to say, because, you know, you want a cheap pathway, you know, recycle some pond fronds. I've got plenty of them. Keep threatening the tree. I'm going to put it on sale if it doesn't behave. But, you know, these things drop so many fronds every week. You know, you can see all the dry matter in there. I have to yank it out sometimes. Usually it falls down on itself and all that, but these things, this stand here just drops an incredible amount. And I recycle it. You can see it back there. It's all over the place in my little wild jungle along the fence that I haven't done anything with. And so if you want a cheap pathway, that's actually a good idea too. Oh, so let me run over here really, really quick, and I'll show you the bottom of the fronds that I'm talking about, the artist thing, which I think is really actually kind of cool. Right, there's the tripod. Yeah. See these? These are the big bottoms. They're pretty cool shapes. You could paint them into elephant trunks or masks or whatever. They hold up really, really well. So I washed them and cleaned them and all that. This one actually has a cool curve to it if you look at it. So if you're an artist and you want to do something cool, and I mean this one is a good, I don't know, at least 2 and change feet. Most of them, that one's a little more than that, maybe 2 3/4. But these are pretty cool. You know, so I took them. They just fell in the front yard off the big palms that we had. So, saying there's 1,001 ways to recycle your palm. Oh, that was this is another one that actually you're gonna like. Sorry, getting off the subject here. Let me pull it out here. Oh, it kind of closed up a little bit. Look at that. It looks like a canoe. And then on the end, it had its leftover little hairs from where the berries. But these are pretty hardy, though. You can use this for like hair on an art project or whatever you want. Or you can chop it up and compost it. But these are so hard. I'm telling you, you need a vise to pull this apart. It's nuts. That's how strong this is. I had something in between to try and keep pulling it apart after I washed it, and it just clamped up. But it's cool, right? It looks like a giant bean pod. This thing is about, 4 and change feet long, up to where the little thing shoots off the side. So it's pretty cool. Paint that and make something cool, like spread it open, throw some little candles in there or some air plants or whatever. Anyway, that's another idea to recycle your stuff. I'm just saying, don't be so quick to throw it to the curb, because everything has a purpose, you know. For me, it goes back to feed the plants. But you can do a lot of things with palm fronds. I think we should be recycling them a lot more instead of throwing them in the front yard for bulk pickup, you know. Alright, this is Do Stuff with Nikki. Peace out, guys. Stay green, and as always, a little wild and dirty doesn't hurt either. Take care. Bye.